So I thought maybe I'd have a little conversation today about the big bad I. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the big bad I, as a dear friend of ours, Jc, calls them the Illuminutti. So let me kick back and tell you a little bit about my spiritual awakening experience back in 2019. It wasn't my first spiritual awakening. Tell you the truth, cats and kittens, I came up in a spiritually diverse family. I've always walked between both realms of the supernatural and the natural world. So I didn't have to have an awakening, right? That's basically what it comes down to, right? Now, the funny thing is, when I was traveling in 2019, when I first went nomad, I had an experience where I stayed at somebody's house and their grandmother came to me in my dream. They're called dream walkers when they're able to do that. And I had just started actually reading to help resource and fund my travel. So I was now reading on a professional level, which I'd always used any sort of divination tool, including just channeling and mediumship, in order to achieve the goal I was looking for and to define the right path that is before me, yes? So it's always been a natural tool for my own guidance, and I started to use the tool effectively to guide and assist others. At this time, I was staying at this gentleman's house up in the hills of Mexico and the mountains of Mexico. And in this dream, his grandmother came to me, and I explained what she was wearing and what she was doing and all these different things. And his face, I lie to you not, his face went sheet white, and he didn't say anything other than "that's her," and he never came back to the house again. He could not talk to me, he could not see me again. It was really a bizarre situation. So after that happened, I was staying in what was, I guess, essentially her bedroom all the way upstairs. And upstairs there was a ceiling skylight that had a pentagram on it, and there were a bunch of jaguar medicine rituals all around. So I knew that this woman was a practitioner, and I went around and I was doing, it was very interesting because everything was quite dusty as I was staying there. So when I realized she had the owls and she had the jaguar head and she had the big wooden beads and all of the accoutrements to somebody who's living a spiritual path. So what I did was I started to dust everything and shine everything and reposition it and put it back on the shelves and stuff. And as I was staying there one night, I was doing some sort of a reading, I believe, for a client, and true story, I got this weird pop-up come up on my computer, and it said 3 things. You can have money, riches, you can have wealth, power, and fame. That was it. Or riches, power, and fame. You can have it all. And the screen was hysterical, and it literally was just kind of randomly thrown up. It had nothing to do with anything that was being played. I wasn't even on, to tell you the truth. I just had my web browser open. I didn't even have anything open. It was just like Google, right? Just the plain search page with this, groovy beach scene behind it and all that. It was really trippy, but cool. So when this came up, I was really interested. I was this is very interesting. And I'm always doing these wealth seminars, and I'm always doing these entrepreneur business endeavors and things of that, and networking. And I'm always pushing myself forward. I mean, I'm a Flynn. We do think, we love finance. We love to really push ourselves forward in our freedom and our sovereignty and things of that nature, right? That's just part of our fighting Irish nature, just to get out there and carve your own destiny. Why do you want what somebody hands to you, right? It ain't no fun if you didn't have to turn around and, scrap a little to get it. And it was really funny because I'm looking at this and I thought it was one of those particular events. And as I'm scrolling through it, I'm not lying to you guys. I had to say that 2 or 3 times because I myself was shocked when this happened, because you hear stories and it's oh my gosh, did that really happen? Or you're oh, maybe they were high. Okay. So not that I wouldn't be, mind you, a little bit high, but all I do is a little bit of ganja goddess. I'm not really into all that other messy stuff. And it was from the Illuminati. And it was like, you can become part of the Illuminati organization. Here's, send your email address here, follow up with an email, somebody will contact you. And this is the really funny part, but this is the really sad and pathetic part of like realizing that this organization is real, that this situation is absolutely real. I am assuming that they probably were approaching me because of my occult abilities and my psychic abilities and my ability to channel and be a medium. And I think it's really funny because what they offered me was literally like 2 pence for my power and my sovereignty. They offered like $90,000. I don't know if somebody out there listening to this thinks $90,000 is a lot of money, but I can tell you, to me, $90,000 is like walking around Manhattan with $5 in my pocket. I can't even get a cup of fucking coffee. Are you kidding me? It's like 2 pence. You just literally offered me like 2 pennies for my sovereignty, for my power, for my ability. Are you fucking kidding me? I was like pretty much laughing at it, to tell you the truth. I thought it was the most pathetic offer in the world. And I can only say the reason I'm actually reflecting upon this morning is because I do feel that these organizations are now being unmasked, not in a way that people think that they're being unmasked. I mean, I feel a lot of people think that they're being unmasked because, it's conspiracy and cover up and da-da-da. But like, if you listen to Ike, or, you listen to anybody who's dealt with like Stuart Wilde, these beings, these people who are running the show, and I can tell you, yo man, coming from New York, if you got stupid tattooed across your forehead and you let somebody take advantage of you, you deserve it. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you deserve it. You step into a trap, then you deserve everything coming to you. You play the fool, you get to be played by the fool, and they don't have to fucking feel bad about it. And I'm more than sure that all the organizations that are running shit throughout the world feel exactly like that. So if you step into that trap and you get played like a fool, guess what? You deserved it, stupid bunny, right? Way to get caught. So I was laughing at this because I'm thinking about like the fact that a lot of people think these things are being uncovered because of the fact that there's this disclosure, and no, this is exactly how it's meant to unfold. They have to tell you their game because that's part of the game, okay? That's part of the metaphysical contract, that they have to tell you, I'm about to fuck you over. And if you let me fuck you over, then I get to move forward karma free and get what I want out of the situation. You understand? It's a law. It's a balance. The Hermetic principles. You dig? So if you allow yourself to be fucked over and taken advantage of for literally like $5, then that's your own stupid fault. But I can't even imagine how many people probably fall for that and think $90,000 is a lot of money. I can't even imagine how many people are told we'll give you $50,000. I can't even imagine how many people are told we'll give you $20,000, and they sign on the dotted line and give over their power, their sovereignty, their energy for nothing. Literally. I laughed at the offer. I'm sure you're laughing too. You're like, can't be fucking real in the Illuminati. That's literally why I say I don't even know if it was real. It might have just been a joke. You know what I'm saying? It might have been just somebody fishing for an IP address. I can't even tell you. But if it was really the Illuminati, I think that's pretty fucking hysterical. Don't you? I mean, $90,000 is fucking nothing. Especially if you come from New York. So in my opinion, I really honestly and truly feel that the whole situation is that this is now being disclosed. It's being uncovered at this point. It's coming out into the open now because we have a lot more people who, I have to be really honest with you. It's funny because I was editing my website yesterday and I was trying to find a picture of a witch, and there is no pictures of witches. Don't you find that ironic? Because being a witch now is a spiritual practice. Being a witch, it always has been, okay? Let's be legit about that. But it's so out in the open. It is so publicly facing. It is so considered to be a respectable, and I'm not saying it isn't, but it's considered to be a respectful and respectable religious practice nowadays. So if the broad-based public is willing to accept occult practices, ritualistic practices, witchcraft and magic in their local communities as something that is absolutely the norm, then why do these people have to hide any longer? They don't need to hide any longer. They don't need to be secretive about what they do, because everybody's doing it, man. Everybody's doing it, right? I mean, do you not know somebody somewhere who's somebody they know or somebody they're related to? 1 degree of separation, guaranteed. Or is it 6 degrees of separation? In my case, I really feel it's 1, quite honestly. I feel like there's so many people that I have met through the course of my lifetime. I want to say for probably every 8 out of 10 people, probably at least 3 or 4 of them was practicing witchcraft, and probably another 2 of them had a fascination with it. It's occult. Occult means things that are hidden, right? It's esoteric, it's metaphysical, and let's not kid ourselves, cats and kittens. It works, you know? Prayer works, mantras work, spells work. Anything that you do with a desired focus towards one particular end, you're putting all of your energetic feeling and emotions and being behind it, and you're putting all of your supernatural power, your collective higher self, your spiritual self into one focused goal. So whether that is through prayer or it's through magic chantings and incantations, you're still, or mantras and affirmations, you're still coming out with the same exact end, aren't you? Literally. So if it's so open and it's so out in the open for most people, and it's just such an accepted, widely accepted practice, why would these people have to hide anymore? There's absolutely no reason. For them, being a 33-degree Mason is the same as you having an uncle or a cousin who's a priest for the Catholic Church or a rabbi for the Jewish synagogue, right? It's the same shit. And trust and believe, I'm going to tell you something else that you may not know, but truth bomb, those people who are really high up in those organizations, those religious organizations, they're definitely rubbing elbows with the people who are doing all this stuff. It's all good old boys club. Legit. It's all the same stuff, because when you finally get to that level, you know that it's all the same energy. I've been telling people for 1,000,000 years, it seems like. Yes, by the way, I am ageless. You can pray to the garbage can in the corner of your room, and if you have faith and you absolutely believe that that garbage can in the corner of your room is going to answer your prayers, then I guarantee you by tomorrow morning, that prayer is going to be answered because of your unlimited faith, because of your power, because of your energy that you're putting behind that garbage can, bringing you today's daily bread. It's all in your head, and that includes this quote-unquote war with the Illuminutti. You know, there's no light that does not exist without dark. There is no good that does not exist without evil. There is no presence of light without a lack of light, or no presence of white without the dark, right? There's a balance of everything. Like, go check out the 7 Hermetic Principles. So you can't possibly think that you're going to operate in this world and these people don't have a place here as well. But whether or not you decide to fall in, whether or not you decide to go to battle, whether or not you decide, quote unquote, to fight the power is totally up to you. But I highly suggest that if you're going to fight that power and you're going to disclose, or you want to turn around and come against that, or you want to turn around and get people to move away from that, the only tool that you're going to be able to use for that is to teach people sovereignty. To turn around and hold, withstand ground, and claim their power, and not turn it over to organizations, and not turn it over to entities and elementals and other energies through the process of incantation, spells, witchcraft, which are binding contracts with entities, which, by the way, you don't have to do that shit. You have all the power. They're feeding off of you.